This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by nhliberty.org. You're being audio recorded.
You want to shut that off?
I don't want to.
Are you guys demonstrating there?
But you could always, if you're unwilling to go that far and take that kind of risk, you could just start recording and tell them you're recording. They tell you to stop. Well, then you've at least got them on tape telling you to stop. You punch the off button, and that at least goes out to the network. And that does make the authorities look bad when they tell you they're afraid of the light of day. Another thing you should not do with Porcupine 411. One thing is, it's not very useful for us to get people calling in and telling us about, speed traps in New York City or upstate New York or whatever. There's not enough of us there for hardly anyone to receive that and benefit from it. I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't think those kinds of calls are that useful. I have told people, either relatives of my own or relatives of Free Staters, they have concerns about the cops or stuff like that. I tell them, if you get in trouble, you probably could call 411 from Kansas or something like that and say, hey, this is so-and-so. I'm Dave Ridley's cousin, or I'm Jason Soren's mother-in-law, or who knows, whatever. You could do that, and as long as there's a connection with New Hampshire of some kind, then there probably will be some interest in your fate. If you call from Alaska and we've never heard of you and you've never heard of us, I just don't know how much interest there's going to be, but you never know. I would tend to trust your judgment on something like that, and we're certainly not being overwhelmed with calls, so it's probably no big deal at this point to make it. It's probably better to err on the side of calling than the side of not calling. I'd also like to point out, just by way of trivia, the person who funds and operates Porcupine 411 is Michael Hampton of Manchester, New Hampshire. Next time you see him, thank him for doing this, because it costs him a little bit of money, and it certainly has cost him quite a bit of effort, but it has gained our movement something wonderful in the sense of being able to live broadcast. Police now cannot approach us under the cover of darkness. Everything they do is potentially out in the light. But again, you've got to inform them you're audio recording, and you need to do it at the very beginning. These kinds of things should not be done surreptitiously. Even if there were no law, probably it would be better to be upfront about this kind of audio recording. Oh, by the way, Michael Hampton is an advertiser on this report. He's also known as Michael Hampton of HomelandStupidity.us. Anyhow, the things that 411 has been used for, lately, or most effectively are, like I said, reporting outcomes of trials as you walk out of the trial, reporting police coming up and asking you questions, recording interactions with the police by way of, assuring quality control, informing the community of emergencies, like I'm broken down in such and such a location, or so-and-so's just been arrested. I try, and I urge other Free Staters, any liberty activists connected with New Hampshire, please carry your cell phone with you. Keep it close to you at all times if possible. And it's probably also good to have a camera nearby, maybe in your purse or in your backpack or your laptop bag. Put it somewhere with the object that you carry with you the closest and most. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on this wonderful, I believe, 1 or 2 year old system that the Free Staters in New Hampshire have used to such good effect. This is Dave Ridley signing out for RidleyReport.com this October 20th, 2008. Oh, one last but very important thing. If you want to subscribe to Porcupine 411, that's actually even more important than calling it, probably. Just go to porcupine411.com. Again, porcupine411.com, and get on the list. I should point out that the website also indicates Porcupine 411 is good for reporting the location of speed traps and sobriety checkpoints. Also, if you go to Porcupine 411, you can make a donation to support the service. Again, Dave Ridley, about to sign out for RidleyReport.com, but first...
Hello, I'm Rosie the Riveter. Sort of. You may remember me from
nhfree.com.
Now, I spend most of my time on the new political forum at
nhliberty.org. nhliberty.org.
It's a place where all peaceful discussion is welcome.
nhliberty.org.
Is the fastest growing political forum in New Hampshire.
nhliberty.org.
Has lots of nice people. NH Liberty is where you want to be.
nhliberty.org.